the offspring of a Fender Telecaster and a Gibson Firebird, the Tele Burninator. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, and notify. I purchased this body from Taurowoodworks off of eBay for $200, and Tauro is spelled Tauro. It is described as an African mahogany F-style guitar body with all Telecaster routing and measurements. It came as an unfinished body. I spent about a week working on the finishing of the body before I was able to do the build. I started with sanding the body, followed by wiping it down with a wet rag to draw out the grain. The grain really came up or raised. After I let it dry thoroughly, I would sand it down again. Each time I did this, there was less and less raised grain. I ended up doing this about 5 or 6 times. I applied grain filler with my hands and a stiff brush over the body against the grain, so across the guitar body. The StewMac grain filler is really thick stuff and is difficult to spread with a paintbrush because of the thickness, so I ended up using my hand to put on a base coat and then kind of thinned it out with my paintbrush, followed by then using a handheld small squeegee to remove the excess. Once I let the grain filler dry, I lightly sanded the surface, and then I repeated this step 2 more times. I wanted a natural mahogany finish, so I sprayed many coats of satin nitrocellulose lacquer with intermittent sanding. I think I applied about a dozen coats, basically 2 cans of the satin nitrocellulose lacquer from StewMac. This step actually took me a while, and it's something you really can't rush and need to be patient with. Once the body was finished and dry, I proceeded with the build. The body was set up perfectly for installing Telecaster off-the-shelf parts. I built out a modern Telecaster wiring harness, and I installed a set of Fender Tex-Mex pickups. A friend of mine asked me recently why I use these often in my builds and the videos. I think they're a quality pickup that emulates the original Telecaster pickups, but with a Texas-sized bite. Plus, they're only about $75 to $85 for a set, which is a really good deal for what you're getting. They are my go-to on a lot of projects because of this. I do use other pickups, but you'll see me using these a lot as well. For the bridge, I went with a 6-saddle bridge that I ordered from StewMac. For the neck, I installed a Wingate Telecaster neck with fender locking tuner. Once I wrapped up the build, I finally got the Firebird pickguard in the mail. I did not cut it properly and already have 2 more on the way, so I can try again. I'm going to attempt cutting the pickguard so it wraps around the front end of the control panel and not how I have it in the end of the video. As with most offsets, this is a comfortable fit to hold and play in a sitting position. The resonance of the body, because of the heavier wood of mahogany, is close to playing a Gibson and not a Telecaster. It's kind of strange if you're used to playing a Telecaster. I love the final look of the guitar. It does look like a Telecaster was reborn as a Gibson Firebird. Pretty cool. If you like this video, click like, subscribe, and notify.